Alright, second time checking out blue-black Heartless Summoning. Got Filigree and Seagate Oracles to emerge off of. We got some Mulldrifters. We got Havengul Lich, Perilous Myr for the machine gun shocks you. I've added some copies of Serum Visions and trimmed a land here this time through. Last time we played Cycle lands, I've changed those to Temples of Deceits for this league because we kind of want to make a lot of our land drops in this deck. So rather than Cycle late, I think I'd rather scry early. We'll see how this goes. Our threats are a little bit clunky, but like we've got some reasonable interaction. You can emerge off of an evoked Mulldrifter, assuming you have Flash. So you can emerge EDF off of it, but not Distended Mindbender. You're not registering the card Heartless Summoning to not keep openers that have it, or to mulligan openers that have it, so let's go. I'm like, one of our lanes is going to turn into a spell eventually, right? Eventually one of these turns into a spell. Definitely want to just Heartless this turn in case they end up being a discard deck. They can't find it now. It looks like you're currently still subscribed, Lighthammer. You've got the sub icon next to your name. Probably fetch with the Polluted Delta next turn before I cast Serum Visions, just so we can not put any cards. Noxera, you do currently have a sub icon next to your name here. Anglerm, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. Thanks for keeping me employed this month. I wonder which of these Serum Visions are. I think I like the OG Serum Visions art better. I'm like, they're both far better than the Seaman Visions art, right? The old Baku Visions. I'm just gonna get a tap land here. Mulldrifter. Sign me up. So, the old 1 mana draw 2 here for value. Seagate Oracle, sure. Bye, Mulldrifter. Looking like blue-white control. Ooh. Piece of candy, chat. Piece of candy. Load the gun. Fire the Mia. Not need backup Heartless at this point. Yes, correct, Sarah C. It's like, whenever I do this like that, man, how many people did this go past that like this made it to this point? A lot of people should be in trouble. Oh no! Not just the Mind Sculptor, chat! They're sculpting our minds! It was probably submitted at 4 p.m. on a Friday. Ain't that the sad truth? Alright, this is why we saved the old boy Perilous Myr here. He's going on a dangerous journey to kill Jace the Mind Sculptor. Jace the Mind Perilous Myr 1, Jace the Mind Sculptor 0. The classic read Havengul Lich pause. Just like Feldar Guardian, yep. Exactly that powerful. I get a free shock in here as well. Our plan to draw spells so far isn't working out exactly as planned, but we still got some time. Graphics Bill. Thank you for the brand new Prime support and welcome. All right, a scale of 1 to dead. Where's this Havengul Lich at? This combo is great in Standard. You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm aware we can recast and evoke the Mulldrifter even. So we're gonna get to pay 2 mana, draw 2 cards as much as we want if we get to untap with this Havengul Lich. Yeah, if the Lich lives, we're gonna draw a lot of cards. I think it was worth getting the Jace off the table though to play the Lich out that turn. We're through 11 lands already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we are through half of our lands. It's brutal. Is this just another Jace? You can't cast Supreme Verdict. Your lands don't make those colors. Giving him the D. Okay. So I get to cast my Flying Divination here. Any thoughts on Fulminator? I don't know that Fulminator really fixes problems we strictly have. I don't think we can pressure, like, it might be okay in this control matchup, but I don't think we can pressure a deck like Tron enough to, like, leverage Fulminator Mage. Yeah, we haven't actually seen their sweepers yet. So you are correct. We don't know exactly which sweepers they're playing. Oh, there's a Wrath of God. That gives us some clue. Well, at some point, these Sanctums are going to be real good. I feel like Wrath of God and Serum Vision signify that they're probably on the more traditional sweeper build as opposed to Terminus, but we definitely don't know for sure. Blue-white control are very popular in Magic Online. Yes, you can emerge off Mulldrifter with the Evoke on the stack. So long as it is an EDF. You can't do it with the sorcery speed one, but you can do it with EDF. Yeah, not too surprised to see this trade here. That's going to let them bin whatever they have on top and then flip search for Azcanta, but I think we just have to, like, keep pressuring with our mediocre beats here. I'm not going to play the second Spellskite out, but playing the first one out seems fine. Emerge cost does get reduced by Heartless. It counts as casting the creature. Yeah, definitely cracking the fetch here. We scryed bottom on a couple of... We scryed bottom a couple of times that were Heartless Summonings that would be okay draws. I guess Heartless isn't even that good. But we did bottom a Serum Visions as well, which seems good. We can, in fact, redirect Wrath of God to Spellskite. You are not incorrect. This is a legal target for Spellskite's activated ability. If you ask a judge, can I Spellskite Wrath of God, they are going to say yes to your question. You're not going to be happy with the result afterwards, but the answer to your question is technically yes. Puppy! Alrighty. Like a good neighbor, Squid Mom is there. Y'all ready for this? We just hard cast Fiend. I don't know. I have 1, 2, 5. This is cost me 5. Yeah, I guess I am just 8 mana casting this Elder Deep-Fiend here, huh? As a judge, I will ask, what are you trying to do exactly? Well, you're probably a bad judge then, because I'm pretty sure that counts as a leading question in outside assistance. At F&M, it's probably fine, but at a competitive REL event, I'm pretty sure that would not be okay. If you ask a judge a question and they don't walk away from your game, you probably asked the wrong question. Yep. Notable, if you use a fiend, don't target search since they will tap it and get another land. I don't understand. I got you, graphics Bill. Yeah, I think I'm just passing here. I have 9 mana. I'm probably stopping their upkeep and tap a bunch of their lands here. You are essentially helping the player try to figure out what they want to say, which means you're helping the player as a judge. It would feel absurd to me if that's something that's okay to do. So I could EDF here to like keep my Sanctum of Ugin. I think I'm gonna EDF here and sack this Sanctum. Yeah, I definitely would get the head judge involved. If a judge came over, my opponent asked a question, and the judge asked them questions about their question like that to try and get them the right answer. Again, I'm talking about strictly at a competitive REL event. At F&M, I'd tell my opponent how the interaction worked, then let them confirm with the judge if they wanted. But at Comp REL, judges at Comp REL are basically supposed to be the rulebook. Alright, so I don't want to sacrifice this one, but I do want to sacrifice... So I don't want to sacrifice this first one because they're targeting the right one, and the right one is the second trigger here. So no to that one, and then I'm going to hit yes on this next one. Or maybe I should have done them both because they're going to field me with this other one here in a second. Yeah, I probably should have just done them both, actually. Yeah, that was loose. I should have just done them both. Yeah, I should have just done them both. Sacking this Sanctum here also means that my opponent is... Oh, you know what? Yeah, I definitely should have been this. Sacking that there means my opponent's Field of Ruin just goes away as well, which is nice. Yeah, I should have sacked the other Sanctum, and I should have gotten a Mindbender and a Deep-Fiend. I definitely should have done that. I chose to do the wrong thing here. For this exact reason. I also don't have a basic to go get here, which sucks. So definitely did that wrong. Yeah, I could have done that too, Nom Carver. That like uses my squids up, which kind of sucks, I think. And like if I had a Mindbender here, I'd be in a pretty good spot. But because I don't have a Mindbender, I'm going to be in kind of a medium position. This means they get to Cryptic Command me, but I think I want to try and time lock them here. Pseudo time lock them. They still get to activate this, I suppose. We're not in a good spot, to say the least. And the worst part here is that we still have a bunch of like Fatal Pushes and stuff that we could draw in our deck, because this is game 1. So we've got a lot of blanks coming up at some point. And like if I would have gotten a Distended Mindbender off that other Sanctum of Ugin that they ended up killing, I could have like Distended Mindbendered them while they were tapped out. And like taken mana leaks and sweepers and planeswalkers and stuff like that. So yeah, I think if I would have stacked that other Sanctum of Ugin when they fielded it there at the end step, I would have probably had a pretty good shot that game. Let's bring in these cards and cut these Dismembers and these Fatal Pushes. Do I want all these Spellskites? Possibly. Do I want these Perilous Myrs is a real question too. I probably don't want these mirrors actually. I think I'd rather have the Spellskites. Let's do this. Root Samurai with the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Or welcome for the new blah, 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 blah. I can read. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Thanks for keeping me employed this month. It's actually got some neat things going on. Whether or not they're cohesive enough to assemble a real game plan is the question. We're going to attempt to answer over the next few matches. Why is Languish in the board? Because it's a sweeper effect. Kills a lot of creatures that you want to kill. Doesn't kill our Elder Deep-Fiend or our Distended Mindbender. Yep. That's a good plug for the YouTube channel. If you do enjoy my stuff after I sign off today in a few hours, if you're hungry for more Hogland content, you can go over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JeffHoagland. One thing about staying up till 7 a.m. playing games is I missed part of the Hoogle meme. What's going on, Anner? Good morning. Magic is a low variance game. Doo-da. Magic is a low variance game. Oh, the doodah day. Sometimes you're gonna die, and there's nothing you can do because we put lands in our deck. Oh, the doodah day. We do, Anner. So that is, the details on that are those dollar redos are explicitly just for the trip. They're not to bump or add other decks to the queue, etc. It's to block out the cost of my plane ticket and travel, and then block out part of the stream when we get closer for testing. All right, that's a good start. We get to play a game of Magic. We're gonna draw a land or two here. Where is that? It's in Roanoke, Zista City. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I guess I'll take the Logic Knot because I want my cards to resolve, but I'm not sure we're gonna be able to play through Search for Azcanta and these other cards on so few resources. Yep. So plain search. I'm just gonna move along with our lives. And this is the part where we could sit here and flop and flail around for a little while, but ultimately the blue-white control deck, once we stumble and miss a beat here, especially being down cards, we're just not gonna be able to pull back into the game. Is there a chance I go on custom again? No, I think if I'm going to the tournament, I'm gonna take it, like a serious tournament. I'm gonna do some prep for it. I'm gonna give myself a chance to do well. I'm gonna not distract myself by trying to play in a costume. Oh, Celestial Colonnade. That's a good draw. That's a good draw. Good for a land or two. Also decent. Huh. How do you feel about the old top here? I think I kind of like the old top. If they pass with counter magic up next turn, I will probably just play... Maybe I'll be shuffling that other Mulldrifter. I'm probably shuffling the Mulldrifter, right? If you promise not to play Sprites in your deck, I will done. I am very likely not playing Spellstutter Sprite in my deck. My top pick will likely be Blue-Red Tempo, but I'm also going to test a couple other things as well. Grixis Delver felt really good when we played it last time, so it's going to be on the list of things that I want to try. Let's take a peekaboo here. No counter spells, huh? Vendilion... Wait, they just auto-pass through the Brutality? Weird. Vendilion Collect's actually kind of annoying, because it gets to take my Heartless Summoning away next turn. Can you explain why I would have a decent matchup against blue-white control? I feel like we have a lot of individually weak threats. I guess a lot of our things draw cards. I don't know, their sweepers are, like, really powerful. The less sprites, the more bits. What's going on, Luca? Thank you for the support. Does Esper control splashing black for Mana Leak? Yeah, basically. It sucks they're gonna take our Heartless here. Haha! Joke's on you. Flights are usually between 500 and 800 to fly from Bloomington to Roanoke, Anner. The Roanoke airport is a really tiny airport, so flights into it are generally pretty expensive. Which is one of the big downsides to them moving the Invitational from real cities like Columbus and Atlanta and stuff like that. Buy your own plane. Somehow that does not surprise me. Alright, so they have Jace, Condemn, Flooded Strand, and the one card we don't know here. I assume they're going to take Perilous Myr so they can try and beat me to death with the click here, right? They took a Heartless Summoning, really. That's... Did they draw... They draw attentions here? Yep. Yeah, in fact, the reason why I'm manually updating the meter on the side is both bits and donations are good for the goal. So any amount you donate or cheer, just indicate that it's for the SCG total, and I'll get it added there. I appreciate the support no matter how it comes. Don't be picky about how you take money from people that want to send you money. Yeah, also, if you'd like to, if you're a tier 2 or tier 3 sub, if you'd like to put towards that as opposed to bumping a deck in the queue, that is also particularly fine. What happens to the money if I don't make the goal? We'll do a long stream. If we collect a good chunk and we don't make the goal, we'll add a 12-hour stream in celebration at some point. We'll celebrate not making the goal. What's the deadline on the SCG goal? I'm thinking like middle of November. I think I'd like at least a month's notice to know that I'm going for sure. 24-hour. Maybe I could do 16 again. I am done doing 24s. I am too old and dead. To celebrate having more money than before, exactly. One lantern stream. Yeah, I agree. And like honestly, like when I did the 22-hour stream or whatever it was, I felt like my content was reasonable up until about like the 16 to 18-hour point. My requiring donations over $50 to be bits. For people that aren't longtime contributors to the stream, so if you don't have a history of donating with me, or you haven't been subscribed for a year or more, I would prefer, I'm going to be refunding any large donations. Just to avoid the risk of people doing obnoxious chargebacks again. What do I want to do here? I have a lot of choices. Did I just go like double Filigree and then like Elder Deep-Fiend them next turn? I think I just go like double Filigree, Elder Deep-Fiend. Right? Because this will only cost me... It cost me 3 less to emerge, which is 4, so I'll be able to emerge this for just 2. No, it only happened with that one person, but I figure it's probably a good idea to insulate myself on larger donations like that. I want to make sure I draw with Filigree Familiar before I use the Sanctum to kind of like give myself some information about what I might want to get. I can see Jeff much more clearly. Please put this towards playing whatever you think is the optimal version of 4-color Geist. Ziggles, thank you for the donation. Ziggles, are you someone that's here in chat? Why didn't you tap their Jace? Like to crack this. I would like to get Distended Mindbender. Four-color Geist does not qualify for Meme Monday, so that'll go into whatever when we're playing tomorrow. Meme Monday is a sacred day. You have to qualify. Your deck still has to be a valid meme. So we're gonna kill Jace. We're gonna take a card out of their hand. Even if they plus Jace here, I guess they could unsummon with Jace, or they could have a Path to Exile. It's the holiest day of the week in Hooglandia. This is like our temple day. This is the day that is sacred. The 4-color Geist decks, like people ask me what decks I would play at the Invitational. I think the 4-color Geist deck is on my short list of decks that I am interested in playing at the Invitational potentially. Perfect, yep. So I think Geist ends up in a lot of decks that aren't particularly good in Modern, but I think in the right shell, it's very reasonable. So let's go ahead and float colorless here, and go ahead and cast this Distended Mindbender off of here. I'm going to stack this so the Sanctum of Ugin trigger happens before Distended Mindbender, so I know, like, I might want to get another Deep-Fiend here, or I might want to get a Mindbender, and I want to figure out what this is doing before I make that choice. They have Opt and Condemn. Oh, I guess they probably hid the good cards with this Jace. I'm gonna take the Opt because I can actually take the Condemn with Spellskite when I attack next turn. I think I'm just gonna get Elder Deep-Fiend here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Spellskite for free, and then cast this for 3. That's pretty good. Yeah, I will need to attack with Spellskite. Who saw that one coming? Who saw that one coming? For line cuts, so line cuts happen at the end of the current league, Draven. Eagles Hank, thank you for the $2 donation. Good luck at SCG. Thanks for the content. I appreciate the support. Thanks for helping send me the invitational. I don't like drop a league midway to like start a new one. We are at 3%. We got like 10 weeks. We'll probably get there. They draw click. I can't even imagine clicking and seeing this hand. Seagate Oracle. Yep, in for that one. Nice credit card to the top. They bottomed my Seagate Oracle. Deal. I would like to bend your mind. I think I'd rather take Condemned, because, like, I'm going to be attacking, right? So if you want to path me, like, that's fine. I'm gonna go get EDF here. Oh, there's another Mindbender in my deck, too. Huh. I forgot we put a Mindbender in our deck here. So maybe I should have taken the Path to Exile, and then the second Mindbender could have taken the Condemn. Although I'm probably just, like, chaining Deep Boys at this point, right? Yeah, I did, Zygo. Because normally, on non-Monday days, $100 gets you right now, the next league. There's the Brainstorm. Jeff Outs with the $10 donation. For SCG Con, your content is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Figure. I think, like, a good goal for myself is probably get out to a competitive event like 2 to 3 times a year. Feels like a good number to keep them interesting for me, but, like, not be all the time. I can't go back to every weekend again. Ooh. I'd like to draw some magic cards, please. Amulet Titan is still waiting. So Titan doesn't qualify for me Monday. So it had to hang out in the queue for a little while longer. Any problems with the NRG series? Nope, not at all. In fact, I was actually, Matt was talking about, they have one that's modern coming up in later this month, like 3 weeks from now. I might drive up there with him for that, because he's going up to cast, so I might play. Do I want to just let this happen? Yeah, I think I'm just going to let this happen. Just, like, let them have their mana, and I'll end step tap them down. Yeah, I think EOT is better too. Yeah. I believe the ones it's in Chicago on the 22nd. I kind of will probably play Grixis Delver again before then, and if that deck feels good, I'll probably find cards to try it out. I really like that deck when we played it on stream last time. Delve threats are good. It felt like a more threat dense Grixis Shadow deck. Like, Grixis Shadows always felt interesting to me, but it always just feels like way too threat light when I play it. Just, like, not a huge fan of that aspect of it. Howdy, Mulv. I don't play much Legacy because I just don't enjoy it. So probably better off asking someone that plays a bunch of Legacy that question. You can find all of the past decks that I've played on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Oakland, as always. Well, to be fair, Anna, as someone who's, like, played some blue-white control, Jace is really the card that, like, pushed Terminus over the top. Opt is also, like, a recently new addition to Modern as well. Sure. Jay Dunlap with the $5 donation. For SCG Con, if you must play standard, at least post-rotation standard should be a hoot. Thank you for the support. They have something to block with here, or is Jace going down? If this Jace goes down, we have a pretty good shot at winning this year, I think. I think I'm just going to end step another Deep-Fiend here. Just like go tentacles all over him. Yeah, I probably should have attacked with both. You are correct. Ended up not mattering, but it definitely could have. Like, they'd showed us Condemn already. Feel my loving tentacly embrace. You finally find a cryptic command? Or are you just floating some mana? Logic Knot, maybe? Feels like an X spell. Yep. I think Cavern of Souls isn't quite good enough in this deck. We already are trying to fit 4 colorless lands into our deck, which leaves us only so much room for other utility lands. Fedged with the $5 donation. If everybody in chat donated $2, Jeff could go to SCG Con and there could be a Lantern League. No Lantern League. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. I should have stopped at the could go to SCG Con part. You Lantern folks. Thank you. Thank you very much, Fedge. I appreciate that. So down to 11 here. Quickly working our way towards Havengul Lich's lethal territory. I really hope when we get a post standard format or post modern format that it involves Eldritch Moon. I both want to play with Eldritch Evolution and Elder Deep-Fiend desperately in a format where they're good. We do SCG Con. Will you brew your own standard deck or use whatever secret at the time? It depends, Draven. Like, it depends on, like, what the quality of the standard format is, basically. Like, in a good standard format, we'll be able to brew and be competitive, but if we can't brew and be competitive, I want to give myself a decent chance to win. Like, I prefer to play interesting things, but if interesting can't win, we won't do that. The Lantern Fund, or whatever we're calling it. Alright, at least my friend Perilous Myr here gets to kill Teferi. And we're seeing kind of the Burn Pit. Thank you very much. We're seeing kind of that like kind of awkwardness game 1 where like we've got these cards that like aren't particularly good in this matchup. Although I guess Push takes their Colonnade here, which is nice. Internam. Wait, only $2. I'll help out. Thank you, Rad. Always remember you want to push this off a cliff when they enter combat, because that way, if they need to use Cryptic Command to stop us from killing this, they'll tap their thing and not get to attack with it this turn. If that falls through, put this towards Lantern. You kids. Maybe I should have put the EDF first, because, like, I know I want to draw the EDF, right? So, like, now this could be bottoming a potentially another good card. Like, Havengul Lich. No, Havengul Lich is actually better. If they don't have a counterspell, they're almost dead here. And by almost dead, I mean I get to emerge lots of stuff out of my discard pile. So I could recast Perilous Myr 5 times. I feel like I'm better off drawing cards here, though. Because, like, there's only one more Myr in my deck. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use Havengul Lich on Mulldrifter here, and then cast with Evoke, and then we can emerge Deep-Fiend off of the evoked Mulldrifter. Oh, we do have a Snapcaster, don't we? That's good to note. Are a Vendilion click? They have a Vendilion. Oh, I could click them. That's funny. Alright, so we get an untap here. They're dead to Perilous Myr, shock flashbacks. If we don't get an untapped, we still have a squid. It could also potentially have been better to just, like, draw 4 cards there, potentially. It's a good last card to have. Pretty quick clock. I mean, kinda. Like, sweepers are definitely very good against us. I'm actually going to hold this Sanctum of Ugin for now, right? Because I don't want them to field of rune it. Should I draw a thing? I have Fatal Push for this Colonnade, but we're dead in 4 to the Gideon. Yeah, the opponent definitely had a good string of cards. I feel like we've had a good string of cards too, right? Like one good top deck deserves another. The redundant Heartless Summoning's not looking particularly impressive. Havengul Lich is like a well-balanced Scarab God, right? Which member, chat? Which member? Good luck at SCG Con. Holy Sporks. Thank you. I appreciate the support. No, the Scarab God's quite a bit more expensive to activate, Drew. I think Lich is better. Gosh, they drew Cryptic Command. Please be Logic not. Still have 3 more draws here. Havengul Lich is good. Another Dismember is good. Unless we pay 7. I do not have 7, unfortunately. No, I'd be pretty surprised if they have Cryptic Command. If they have Cryptic Command, there's very little reason not to lead on Cryptic Command because it draws them another card when it counters our thing. Stream Decker does not update on mobile properly. The extension is bugged on mobile. You have to like manually clear the app cache for it to update. Will they fix that at some point? Yeah, Filigree buys us a turn potentially. Assuming they don't have a piece of spot removal for it. Okay. Did they top with Serum Visions? They put 2 cards on top. I assume we're dead. Sure. Yeah, like they're not getting in with Colonnade. That's true. This is game 1 and they are down 5 minutes. So like, If we win a long, scrappy game 2, we could potentially time them out in 3. Right. Looks like we're dead. Alright. I get to bring in a bunch of discard and counter spells of our own. And I know we just died to a Gideon there, but I'm still cutting Dismember. Pretty confident it's just not worth it in this matchup. I think Perilous Myr is also a little bit loose too. I like this game plan. Leagues are so long when all you do is play against Celestial Colonnade. Yeah, a lot of back and forth. Some good top decks on both sides. No, I don't think Spellbomb's good enough. I don't think it's better than any of the cards I currently have in my deck. I guess we can tutor for this. I didn't consider that. From Seagate. Yeah, like, leaving one in to grab off of Sanctum if we have Havengul going seems fine. How's my weekend? My weekend was swell. It was a little bit shorter than usual since we were up for 16 hours on Friday. But still good overall. Spent some time with the family. Spent a bunch of time. Watched a lot of the Artifact stream from PAX. That game's looking really sweet. The donation counter is for funding a trip to SCG Con at the end of the year for myself. That is where SCG has their invitational now. It's a pretty good curve. We get to go turn 2 Heartless, turn 3 Filigree Emerge Deep-Fiend. We have one Drew. No amount of commands will ever stop that. We're supposed to have beta access before November, so hopefully we'll be doing some artifact streaming well before then. So the SCG fund is explicitly not for donation decks. So if you're donating to send me to SCG Con, that money does not go to donation decks, because that money is, in addition to covering the cost of my trip, is also going to be going towards buying out the stream for a couple of days in the days leading in. So I cast Rampant Growth. Tron doesn't have 8 mana on turn 3, Drew. What you talking about? What you got over there? Negate, Path, Jace. Alright, well, I would love to take your Path, and then I'm going to hope to not get miracled here. No, that event's really far away. I'm going to leave the donation goal up until the second week of November, Alex Jet. That gives me like 3 weeks out to buy plane tickets and stuff. How many days? Like 10 weeks. I'm an adult. I'm an adult who plans things far in advance. Have $1. Thank you. That puts us to a nice even 100. Fate Seal away. I would not recommend wait. It also buys out the stream now if I feel like Justin. It does involve standard. So I was thinking about getting into standard at the end of, or when rotation happens anyways. So SCG Con seems like a good excuse to do that. So they Fate Sealed me. Perilous Myr looks like okay, sure. So their hand is Jace, Negate, Hallowed Fountain, and then one card I don't know. So we're gonna Havengul Lich, recast Filigree Familiar, and then we'll upkeep Elder Deep-Fiend. Someone asked earlier why Havengul Lich over Scarab God. I feel like this has just been like a really good example of like why that card in this deck explicitly is better. Are you taking standard deck list for the queue after rotation? Yeah, most likely. And with this negate here, we'll be able to fight over a lot of things. Although it looks like they just drew a Terminus because there was a long pause in their draw step, and I know they have a negate. So hopefully we can draw a discard spell here or another counter spell. Because rotation's going to happen. It's not that I dislike standard. It's just that this current standard isn't very compelling. Energy cards have been legal for far too long, and I have no desire to play a format with them. Scarab God, Hazoret, these are cards that are just designs that are offensive that I don't enjoy playing with in standard. SCG Con, the Invitational, is a split standard modern tournament. It's dual format. So if I go and play in the Invitational, I'll be obligated to play standard. That is unfortunate. That is probably a day late and a dollar short. And like new shiny standard's a good time. It should still be like relatively shiny come December. Yeah, I do too. The fact that like WotC basically, you know, bitched out and didn't stick to twice a year rotation. Sometimes it's good when they respond to peer pressure on things, but like the community just like really didn't know what would be good for them here. If WotC, if the people making the decisions there were smart, I think instead of changing it back to once a year rotation, if they wanted cards to be just legal longer, they should have instead have just kept rotation twice a year, but make everything legal for 2 years instead of 18 months. Yeah, the fact that there was no Terminus there is like absurd for us. Especially with this negate in hand and negate on top of my deck. Unlucky with the 2-month reset. Thanks for re-upping and welcome back. I appreciate it. Would blue-white Nadu qualify for a cut the line today? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yes, not close. I actually think you're completely incorrect on that, Nope Not Tron Mania, because buys are much more valuable at SCG events than Grand Prix, because unlike at a Grand Prix, I think I just let this resolve, right? I think I just let this resolve. Nah, I'm gonna negate this. Unlike Grand Prix events, SCGs only give buy to a select subset of people. Yeah, I agree. Maybe that was aggressive, because now I know they have negate in their hand, so they could like draw a Terminus and like negate my negate. How do you get buys at an SCG event? By doing well in their tournaments and being on their leaderboard. Grixis Delver would not count as a cut the line today. Grixis Delver does not qualify for me Monday. Yeah, Jeskai Ascendancy was originally a mostly meme deck. They have an Entreat the Angels in their deck. Okay. That's, sure. Let's see if they want to pay for their negate. Oh, sweet, sweet. This is a concession Entreat. And now they have to like win game 3 in 5.5 minutes. So have a good shot at timing them out in that there. No, the build in Elder Deep-Fiend deck was a. We ended up playing a Grixis variation that was closer to like kind of like a Hollowed One deck. This was a build a Heartless Summoning deck. SCG Con is the Invitational. SCG Con, the Invitational is part of SCG Con. I almost said this hand just needs a Heartless Summoning, and there you go. Is Echoing Truth like tempting if I know they have Entreat? Yeah, they probably only have one Entreat, and like I've got so many discard spells and stuff that I think I'd really rather. Cryptic Command, Logic Knot. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Logic Knot here because it lets me stick a Heartless at some point, most likely. Narset Cannon, as far as like pure memes go, Narset Cannon is like easily towards the top. Untapped land. So if I play the Heartless Summoning here, my opponent gets to stick the Jace the Mind Sculptor next turn, and I really don't have a way to pressure the Jace, so I think I'm obligated to Duress here. And like, next turn, they're not going to be able to Cryptic Command just yet. Because, unless they draw an untapped blue source, which is nice. Perfect. Protect Heartless from Detention Sphere here. Are they fielding me in response here? That would be Lisa. Let me cast my Filigree. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do this at end of turn. So I cast this with Evoke. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll bet you that's what happened. They tried to. Alright, so I'm going to shock this in rather than play out the Sanctum, because they probably want to Field of Ruin me this turn anyways. And I'd rather they didn't field my Sanctum of Ugin. I think it's worth holding Negate up here. I don't know why they're not fielding me. They have Cryptic Command in their hand and they don't have blue mana to cast it. So I'm going to cast this. I'm going to pass the turn. Yes, I'm going to pass the turn. Is terrible an archetype? I usually like decks that are terrible. Alright, they don't have another land, so that's sweet. Let's cast this. And now if they want to field my Sanctum, I get to sack the Sanctum in response. They have a Dispel? Dispel would suck for us. Or a Spell Snare. We did show them a bunch of negates, so like I wouldn't be super surprised if they have a Dispel. Oh no, they just have Cryptic Command, right? Yeah, I think I want to EOT Squid here. Have they just like given up? I think they've maybe given up. I think maybe they realize their clock is low and they've given up. Outside of giving up, I don't know why else they're making the plays they're making. Yeah, I think they're just freaking out because they're low on clock. It's probably not an unreasonable assessment. They do have a Dispel. Okay, I'm gonna take your Dispel. I'm gonna take your Terminus. So they have Command, Negate. I took their Terminus away with the Mindbender. Yeah, I think we'd be in a... I don't know that we'd be behind here, but I think we'd be in a worse spot if the opponent had played slightly tighter here. I think they should have blown one or two of these forever ago to have more blue mana. Put these towards the green-black spaghetti monsters. Will do. Thank you for the support, Pikes. Clocks are great. You should... This game would be miserable without clocks. Like, people play way too slowly as is. I can't imagine how slowly they play without the clock. As someone who's like literally always doing something else while playing Magic the Gathering, the fact that like I am constantly up 5 to 10 minutes on clock on people I'm playing against on Magic Online speaks volumes to how slowly people play too often. All right, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm gonna just like upkeep Deep-Fiend them. Am I gonna upkeep Deep-Fiend them? They could still draw Terminus this turn. Ribbon, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that. Put this towards the SCG Con trip fund. If you don't have to go, hopefully you'll buy a playset set of Codex Shredder. No, they could. So I can tap 4, and then they can field to make white mana, chat. If I tap all 4, they'll have field island, and they could hit Terminus. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this happen. I'm just gonna end step tap their lands. That way they can't cryptic tap draw my team on my turn. Yeah, Stacks got some tools. We've got tools to be competitive in different spots. This could be counter plus bounce something. What? Okay, yeah, I think at this point the opponent's just like kind of fumbling and freaked out because they're so low on clock. All right, so we're 1-1 now. Thanks everyone for hanging out today while we battle some Magic the Gathering. My name's Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time stream, meme, and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30+ hours a week. If you are enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm here streaming because I love it, but I wouldn't be here day in and day out streaming if it wasn't for your very wonderful support. My subscribers are quite literally the people that keep me employed. Past subscribing to the channel, you can also support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I'd love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. BCW Supplies would love to help you protect your very valuable Magic gear. They do sleeves, deck boxes, and all sorts of other great stuff. You can use code Jeff10 to save 10% on your orders at bcwsupplies.com. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using link bit.ly/Hugel Honey, you'll be supporting my content here at absolutely no cost to yourself. What that does is, when you are shopping online, Honey takes a look at stuff that you've thrown in your shopping cart and then searches automatically to try and find you some coupon codes to save you money on things you're going to be buying anyways. If it can, it offers to do so, and if it can't, it leaves you completely alone. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months now, and we really enjoy it. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugelBedUS and bit.ly/HugelBedCA. The idea of trying to track who invented a deck is just silly. Good Instincts, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. At the end of last month, we're up to 6 mattress sales. There are now half a dozen people who are sleeping with Lisa. Laren X, thanks for checking out, Honey. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna bottom that there. Looking for a Heartless Summoning, some 3-drop creatures, some lands. This hand might have been an ambitious keep, but, you know, I had a Scryland and some Serum Visions. We'll get there. Here's the real reason. People are asking, like, why Lantern Control disappeared. Lantern, like most decks in Modern, is not that much better than the rest of the decks in the format. In addition to Lantern not being that much better than the rest of the decks in the format, Lantern is a tedious and obnoxious deck to play. Which means if the deck is tedious and obnoxious to play, if you don't really enjoy it and it's not better than everything else, there's really no reason to play it, right? Like, I think for a while, there were a bunch of pro players who picked up Lantern because they had this idea that it was much better than everything else in the format. And then as more people played it and tested it and got used to playing against Lantern, people came to realize that, like most decks in Modern, Lantern's just not that much better. Will they do special formats at this SCG Con like the other one? I don't know what the open is offhand. I know the Invitational is standard Modern. So that's why I'm willing to go to this one, because I'm qualified for this Invitational. I wasn't qualified for the Invitational at the summer SCG Con, because it's been a while since I played an Open. I love Magic players. I think doing this thing is silly. It really doesn't make sense, and this is why it doesn't make sense. Magic player, I'm gonna immediately do the thing that you said doesn't make sense and is silly. Put them towards SCG Con. Thank you, Barbix. I appreciate that. It's like, I posted a tweet last night about how I hate when people talk about, you know, competitive leagues being so much harder and more competitive than friendly leagues. And, like, someone's like, I get what you're saying, but don't you really think that the competitive leagues are just a lot more competitive or harder? And I was like, no, that's literally the point of my tweet, you idiot. Inksa, thank you for the 3-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Thanks for the quarter of a year. I think we might be dead, chat. Their 5/5 cost 1 mana, and our 5/5 costs 8 mana. It says competitive in the name. It does. It does. What's it called? High league for big gamblers who hate their money and want to give it to Wizards of the Coast doesn't roll off the tongue as cleanly. Aaron, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. All right, this is a matchup where Languish is not particularly good. I'm going to go ahead and stand up for a little bit here. Been sitting for a while. Right, Pikes? The League of Extraordinary and Degenerate Gamblers. Yeah, so, like, the couple of times where people, like, decided to make that conclusion, I, like, randomly went and sampled different competitive leagues and different friendly leagues from different times I've played, and every time I've done that, like, looked at 4 or 5 league samples, it comes up for both types of leagues that both types of leagues are somewhere between 40 and 60% garbage, and then the other half, like, mostly real decks. That's just how Modern is. You show up to an Open or Grand Prix, you're going to play against half garbage almost, even when you're doing well. That's why people like this format. That's why the format is what it is. And if you told me there was a big difference between, like, the standard friendly and competitive leagues and a more narrow format like that, I would maybe be inclined to agree with you that I could see that being the case. But in Modern, that's really not the case. This is the people's format for a reason. This is the format where you show up with your Heartless Summonings and your Mulldrifters, and you're going to win some matches of Magic. Everybody thinks their win rate is higher than it is. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Most people think their win rate is higher than it is. It's damaging to your ego to admit that you're average. Or maybe not Owen Turtenwald or Gabe Nassif, etc., etc. There are a lot of really good, and I would believe that too as well, Foxicon. I would believe that both are true. I would believe that there are a number of people who are like, you know what? I just put hundreds of dollars into Magic Online. When I sit down and play this league, I think I'm reasonable at Magic, or I know I'm reasonable at Magic, but I just really don't want to gamble more because Magic is a game that has variance by design. Magic's a game where I can 1-3 a league with Mardu Pyromancer and then 5-0 a league with Grishelbrand or some other deck that's kind of mediocre, right? Like, that's just how this game works. Magic's the type of game where you can literally top 8 a Grand Prix one weekend and then show up and not day 2 the next with the same deck in the same format. Yep. I mean, you'll just enjoy Magic in general more when you stop worrying about winning consistently. Hold on, so me thinking my win rate is 20% is over. That was a good draw. Oh, the Cycle Street Race stub you. Rude. Yay, we didn't get stub, chat. I have a 100% win rate if I only count my win. That's just good, clean, pure data right there. I don't believe most data people post on the internet, but that one sounds correct. I'm gonna say I believe that one. Our Sanctum of Ugin's coming up a little bit awkward this game. It's actually the first time in 3 matches that they've kind of been bad for us. And they've been very good multiple times when we played against Blue-White Control. Can it really be 0% if your number of wins is the null set, Nathan? I feel like that's not strictly true. If I cast the other Heartless Summoning, the Elder Deep-Fiend costs me 4, but then it's smaller. I guess it's already smaller than Gourmet Gingler. 3 for Deep-Fiend is not particularly good, though. My physics teacher always told me when you don't get the result you like, mark it as a measurement error and try again. That's just some good, clean, quality life advice right there. Mark it as a measurement error and try again. Yeah, thanks, Nope. And like, you know, talking about just Magic players again, I have people like, I read your metagame article and I really agree with it, except let me explain to you about how I'm going to make this very big metagame call. Yeah, and honestly, Janice, like that's why we use the median as a measurement for a lot of things. You know, I would believe you that maybe that I would definitely believe that the top small percentage of players is much better. But again, like most of your matches aren't against the top small percentage of players. That's not how things work. It's not how life works. All right, there's a Mulldrifter. He might just get run over here. We're pretty dead. Yep. We should have used Sanctum. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, I didn't hit, so it didn't matter, but yeah, you're right. You are correct. Yeah, that seems fine. It's not like super fast, but it's got some good interactive bits. Everyone out there is having a good Monday, by the way. Welcome. Happy Labor Day to folks in the... God, please be Bant spirits. Please be spirits. Can we just, like... Nah, I know we're in the 1-2 bracket, and the 1-2 bracket is where blue-white control thrives. Where it lives out its existence. But I would just prefer to not play a third. I might concede this match and play the 5th one if this is another control deck. I don't know that I have a third control matchup in me with this deck. Cast Divination. It could still be Ad Nauseam, yeah. Yeah, I know Ad Nauseam doesn't play shock lands. I'm so sad, chat. I'm so incredibly sad. Yeah, my build of blue-white control plays a bunch of temples. I just can't do it. Just like play against something else. Please. Moto's really not happy that I conceded. Yeah, the blue-white control list that I played and that's up on my website was playing 3 Colonnades, 3 Temple. I don't even know that it's that bad of a matchup for us, but I really don't want to slog through another one and have this be a 2-hour league. I'm gonna be completely wiped and not want to do anything else by the end. The quality of life concession is the most. Yep. I think that's the number one thing that makes me turn off other people when they're streaming, when I'm watching other people. If somebody is sitting there and they're miserable playing the game of Magic that they're playing, like, why are we here? Like, this is supposed to be a game that we're playing for fun. Sweet. Burn. Sign me up. Even lost the die roll. Super fine. I'm gonna play this tapped on one rather than prioritize casting Visions, because I would like to cast Spellskite on two. Yeah, relevant magic-related links are always allowed in chat. Yeah, just like move on with your life. If you think the game of Magic you are playing is causing you more stress than it has potential of joy to derive for you, you should probably just like move along. I don't think I've ever seen Jeff so excited to see Burn. Listen, chat. Blue-white control did terrible things to me. It's not my fault. Yeah, the blue-red deck, honestly, I think the only matchup that's like mostly unwinnable is Bogles. I think you've got a good shot in most of their places. Bogle's combination of lifelink and Leyline of Sanctity means like the tools that you have just aren't good enough. You're allowed to like whatever you like. If you like playing blue-white control, you should play blue-white control to your heart's content. I mean, like, sure, if I knew for a fact we were going to draw Heartless Summoning, it's better to, like, cast Serum Visions. But believe it or not, I can't see into the future. And if I could, I wouldn't waste that ability playing a children's card game. Searing Blaze, tilt. Yeah, deck choice shamming, it's like when people crap on people for liking or disliking formats that they don't like. It's like, it's okay if you like a format of Magic that I don't like, right? Like, one of the best things about Magic is because Magic basically isn't just one game. Magic is like dozens of games all wrapped up in one, and that's what makes it awesome. That, like, we all get to play this in different ways that we enjoy. That's also true. Spellskite is better without Heartless in this matchup specifically. I'm going to start by attacking with this. Then I'm going to put 5/5 into play here. Yeah, Magic is a game system. That's a good way to phrase it. How does Hexproof interact with Spellskite? Poorly. So, and part of the thing, and this is a human thing. It's not strictly a Magic player thing. When people are as invested in something like Magic as much as you get, because this is a very expensive game, and it's not even just expensive in terms of money, right? Like, Magic is a game that you invest a lot of time into. And I think that hostility that you see from people liking different things comes from the fact that there's a lot of people where to them, somebody saying, I don't like the thing you like, is like, they view that as somebody telling them the thing I like isn't worth their time, basically. And while that's not the case, those aren't the words you're using, I could understand how people feel that way, right? I think that's where a lot of that kind of hostility comes from people who play Magic differently. They're like, oh, well, I really like Legacy, so if they don't like Legacy, that means what I like is wrong, or something like that. I think we're dead, chat. Do I have outs? We get Helix here. I guess I could draw another Spellskite. Spellskite's actually, like, pretty decent, right? EDF doesn't do it. Get a few shots at Spellskite here. Maybe I should have, Temple first here. Yeah, correct. Correct, Dame. It's like when kitchen table players tell competitive players you're bad people for playing Magic by the rules. It's like, well, no. Just like, I get that it's okay for you to not like the competitive rules. Competitive Magic doesn't have to be for everybody. That's okay. Kitchen table Magic isn't for me. Competitive Magic might not be for you. And that's fine. We can both play Magic, but we just like do it in different ways. And there's nothing wrong with that. They had a Lightning Helix in their hand. They had a Rift Bolt on suspend. I conceded because we were dead. I know I concede early on this stream a lot, but I conceded because I was dead there. I would like the record to reflect that I was dead, and it's why I conceded. This is probably a matchup where Havengul Lich is too slow. If you discard, right? Yeah, you're right. I could have taken the Rift Bolt, and then they can't double Helix me next turn guaranteed, which would have given me another Mindbender as an out. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. You are super correct. What do I want to board out here? Is it Mulldrifter? I think it's Mulldrifter. My body says Mulldrifter. Elective Sarcasm, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome, welcome. Happy Labor Day, folks. If you're having a great Monday. I think Dismember is fine here. So, like, while Dismember on 1 kind of sucks, like, later it's fine. And Dismember on 1 is usually saving you 4 points of health, which is, like, worthwhile save, right? This hand's not super exciting, so it's got Watery Grave. This was a Darkslick Shores, the hand would be much better. Be Sanguine. Yeah, push is okay. I don't think it's worth shocking to potentially leave push up, because they just, like, have enough hands that they don't have a 1-drop that I'd feel silly. And, like, if I play Perilous Myr on 2, that's probably going to kill their 1-drop anyways. Alright. Good solid curve here. Just 2, 3, 4. Ooh-hoo. Uh-oh. Ooh-hoo. I think it's ooh-hoo. Thank you for the 7 months there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. Well, that's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to play this and just get shocked here. And then, like, next turn play the EDF. Shady JB with the 3-month resub. Thanks for the quarter of a year and welcome back. $58's not bad. I think when I was playing a bunch of Open Series event, my win rate was somewhere in like the 60 to 65% rate, which is pretty reasonable. It should be Angry Turbot. I didn't turn off anything like that. Maybe it's not out yet. Sometimes they post those things and then there's a bit of a delay behind them. Ooh, I forgot we had that in our deck. Sure. So we're gonna end up at 20 here. Want to upkeep, tap their Eidolon and all their stuff. And cast Heartless to cash in the mirror. And get Mindbender here. For Blue White Naru, DM'd the list. Civilized Scholar, thank you for the very generous cut the line donation. I'd be happy to get Blue White Naru up next. Thank you for the biddies. Collective Brutality. That's a pretty good one. Nels Bells, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support there. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I think I'm just gonna full escalate this. I think we're gonna do Naru and then Cheerios. We'll push Ponza to another day. I think I'm gonna ditch this and this for now. Have Goblin Guide as their last card. Sweet. Looking good for us this game. No, I'm going to leave Fatal Push up. The idea when the next time we'll play Green Black Rock. Just as always, when things get to the top of the queue, that's when I play them. Things like the Open in India, when I'll be testing for SCG Con, those are basically the only times I skip around what's in the queue. Squid Mama's a good mama to have, chat. Ain't no mama like the Squid Mama. This Negate should lock things up then. I guess they could have technically had a chump blocker that turn, but like they're not drawing out of it. What happened to Mindbender? I binned it to Collective Brutality. My mama is squiddier than yours, yep. Basically. Alright, let's get some CB into Filigree Familiar here on the draw. Light them up. Light them up, up, they're on fire! Oh, ho, 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 ho. This hand's a mulligan. Do, 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 do. It's okay. Yeah, I'd love to top that. If opponent's got Goblin Guide on one, we get to pick up an extra card here. But the list in the queue looks like a significantly worse version than the stock list on the site. Significantly worse? Did I accept significantly worse? I feel like I often don't accept significantly worse. That looks pretty stock. It's in there, unless you're talking about green Eldrazi. Green Eldrazi is not Tron. There's a green Tron further down in the queue. So we're probably taking 5 here. Yeah, so we'll go down. We'll be down to 11. We'll get to Collective Brutality, finish off Taylor. No, I'm definitely killing Taylor here. No, I actually like Duress a lot. I think Duress is pretty reasonable. It's a spell that takes Planeswalkers. There's a lot of blue-white control in the format. And I think, especially online, there's a lot of blue-white control. So basically, like, if you're expecting more Planeswalkers, the what's it called is a little bit better. What was the record for Mardu Possibility? 2 and 3? 2 and 3 sounds right. So would I rather keep Temple of Deceit or Serum Visions? I think I'd rather keep Temple of Deceit. Because, like, if I'm casting Serum Visions, I'm, like, looking for lands, right? This is unfortunate. Yeah, the Eidolon there kind of sucks for us. Like, I had someone else ask earlier, why would we play Duress over playing more Collective Brutality, and Planeswalkers are the answer there, too. Sweet. This is potentially good for us. Hopefully we can rip an untapped land here. And drop Seagate Oracle, please. Is there anything that says Hoagland stream more than I hope I draw a land, boom, draw an 8-drop? Is there anything that says Hoagland stream more than that? So we're going to 12. We're going to 7. Our opponent's only drawn 2 lands in 12 cards. Our life sucks. Life sucks and then you die. The playing against Burn story. Probably dead here. Okie doke. Well, assuming our opponent only draws lands the rest of the game, we have a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. We are dead now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Would like to block. Would like to cast Fatal Push and then die in response. All right. Well, at least we didn't die in response here. Glass half full. At least we didn't die in response. All right. This'll probably be the last time we play EDF and Heartless Summoning online anytime again soon. These cards, they're just not good enough for Modern. They're too clunky, and honestly, part of the reason why they're not good enough is because the way these cards, what they do, they require you to construct your deck in a certain way to gain advantage from them, and then when you don't have them, you're just kind of left holding this, like, awkward pile of cards. And, like, one of the ways you can generally gauge how successful your brew is likely to be is if you look at your deck and you're like, all right, these are the neat things I want to be doing, right? I want to play these cards. But then I look at the rest of my deck and I go, how many of these other cards that I'm playing are Modern playable outside of this deck? And if you look at this list of cards that we're playing, a lot of these cards are kind of mediocre, right? And that's just like what Elder Deep-Fiend and Heartless Summoning ask of you, is they ask you, like, can you afford to play these other mediocre cards to make me be your payoff? And then when things don't line up exactly right, you end up kind of just flailing around. You think Modern is a brewer's format? It seems like there are 15 to 20 decks in the format like it viable and trying to break it. I think Modern's a great brewer's format. I think 15 to 20 is shooting far low. Even if you cut the meme category off my website, there's like 40 decks on my website. And like my website doesn't even comprehensively list all the decks I would consider to be like tier 1 and tier 1.5 in Modern. All right, so what are we doing?